Hello everybody. Oops. How's it going tonight? I gotta adjust the color here a little bit on my video camera. I shouldn't say the color, a little darker in here tonight, so I need to adjust up a touch the brightness. Oops, I need to put that out there. Is it exposure? There we go. Just have to adjust that just a touch when it's daylight to nighttime. It's still not exactly right on, but let me try one more thing. Let me turn that back down. There we go. Cool. I think we are golden enough. Okay, anyway, I'm going to do the reverse flight that I did this afternoon. I'm going to go back up to Salt Lake. It's the Alaska 721. I'm going to do this on PilotEdge again. Alaska 721. I don't have to work as early tomorrow because I'm picking up the page, not the pager, but picking up the parking pass. So I don't have to be there until 8. So I got a little bit more time to play tonight, if you want to call it that. I don't know why this, I'm down to 2 frames. Oh, there we go. Now it's back up again. That's better. I'm like thinking, okay, what's wrong now? What's wrong now? Anyway, I'm doing, like I said, Alaska 721, and I've decided that I was gonna. Elio, how's it going, man? I've decided that what I was gonna do is put the ACARS app on my computer instead of having it on the other one. That way, I'd probably be less likely to forget. So that is the plan. Let's go ahead and get started here. Battery on, standby power on, emergency lights on. Put those in steady position. We're gonna need that turned on for sure. Let's go ahead and use ground power for now. I'll go ahead and start this. Hold it down.
Quebec, clear direct to Seal Beach.
Until we get the light. There's the low pressure light. Wait for that to come up. Going at 35,000. Forgot to start up the Chatty app. Well, now that looks really dark. Oh, I know why, because it's dark. Okay. Go ahead and get those generators on. Get that going.
Joey Dark, and I'm 522. Papa Mike is clear left at Echo.
Circuit and fans on. Get this up to APGN.
Mike, Roger, Echo Alpha into the ramp. You can remain this frequency again.
Echo Alpha, I'll stay with you. Have a great one. 2 Papa Mike.
Let's go ahead.
November 4692 Quebec, connect SoCal approach 134.9.
Get that going. There we go. Now it's darker. So
4692 Quebec, SoCal, good evening, LA
FMC.
altimeter 276.
Let's clear this. We are in KLAX.
210 Kilo Alpha, connect LA Center 125.27.
Go next page. Get the GPS location and put that in the IRS position. That will give that a second.
210
We
Kilo
will
Alpha,
load
contact
up.
LA Center 125.27.
Oh, let's go up here, get my flight information, edit weight and balance, and I checked before, and we need
210 Kilo Alpha, Bakersfield approach.
exactly 14,282.
3610 Echo, connect El Monte Tower 121.2.
14,282. You know what? We're going to be pretty darn close at just staying right there at 14.9. So we are set. Let's apply changes. There we go.
0 Kilo Alpha, no problem. Connect LA Center 125.27.
We already have that set.
El Monte Towers 3610 Echo on the BOR Alpha approach.
Destination is KS.
3610 Echo, El Monte Tower, good evening. Circle for runway 19, you are clear to land when 180.
Flight number is ASA
Circle
721.
19 0 Echo. Clear to land 19.
Oh, thanks, Helios. Did you fly tonight? I didn't even see you online. Maybe I hope I didn't miss. Okay. SLC, flight number ASA
210 Kilo Alpha,
721.
LA Center, good evening. The Camarillo altimeter 2970.
Ah, shit. Wrong place. Dang it. Oh well. This is an easy fix. Kind of strange flying for, I'm guessing I will get 25 right because I'm on the south side.
I'd like to request my FR clearance to Mike Uniform Charlie Charlie.
So let's go ahead and flight plan. And our flight plan that we have, Toxic Predator, how's it going, man? Thank you for saying hello.
Delta,
I appreciate that.
Clear to the KO
As soon as you guys hop online, I like to know who's here, so
climb by a
that's
67 maintain
perfecto.
3000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 36.
Sorry about the... Oh, jeez.
Challenger 101 Uniform Delta, it's clear to file. Climb via the acidic, sit maintain 3000.
Okay.
Departure frequency 125.2.
So
squawk
let's look at the
36,
route.
1 uniform Delta, reback ready.
The route is right here on SimBrief. Basically doing the Ocean 8 departure, Beale, Q4842, winning, direct MILF, and then the Quinn 5. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. And our fuel is right. I don't always use SimBrief. I like using it though because I can, if you go down here to the bottom, you can pre-file with VATSIM or PilotEdge, which is awesome. It's a little bit off on fuel usually, but it seems to, I don't know if they've changed something, it seems to be a little bit closer to, a little bit more accurate. So, looks like we've got 14.7 is what we'll need for fuel. I think I got 14.9 in there, so we're good. Reserves are right there, 2.5. The only thing I couldn't find was the zero fuel weight. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe I just missed it before. Zero fuel weight. Is it up here? No. ZFW. Minimum takeoff fuel 14,282. Release 14,7. Total burn 84.49. An hour and 2 minutes. Now I'm not seeing zero fuel weight anywhere here. Let me keep going down through here and see if it might be here. I'm just missing it. Looks like Sonia. Oh, nope, I take that back. It's E. Holden. Oh, Sonia's was the dispatcher. Yeah, whatever. There's forecast winds. typically do about 122 if it's yeah, I'm gonna do like, I'll do zero fuel weight of like a 120 or 122, something like that. Works for me. So anyway, we've got our route. And so oops, shoot. Dutoyo68, thank you very much for the follow. So, let's go ahead and get the route set up here. Next page. So we're going to go to Beale, B-E-A-L-E. Brand new update for you guys at Fly X-Plane. Our V1105R2 was released today. So then we're going to go Q842. We are taking that to Winen, W-I-N-E-N. And after that, we are going direct MILF, M-L-F. M-L-F. And that's it. Then we got the Quen 5 arrival. So I'm fairly sure, got that all set up, I'm fairly sure that we're going to be using 2.5 right. And we are going out on the Quen, what the hell? I wonder if Quen's nighttime. Oh no, we're going on Ocean. Quen's on the arrival. I'm like thinking, shit, don't tell me I put in the wrong one again. And the transition is Beale. So we'll execute that, and we will go ahead. We're not sure about what we're coming in on, so I'm going to go ahead and just put in Quen 5 for now.
And San Marco ground. Good evening. Challenger 101 you from Delta.
And MILF.
Helipad.
We'll get the we'll get the runway when we get closer.
Runway 21 taxi via Bravo.
Okay, runway 21 taxi to Bravo. When you go from Delta.
10 Echo, wind check 180 to 11.
Okay.
Thank you, 10.
We got it. So let's go ahead and keep going here. FMC. Position, we got the route. Performance. Let's go 121. Reserves, what do we have for reserves? 2.5, I believe. Yep, 2.503. So reserves are 2.5. Cost index, I'm going to go 90. I went 60 before, and I was only flying at, God, what was it? 0.76 Mach. It's like, wait a second, this thing can go more than that. And we'll check winds. Shit, I had the winds up there earlier and I forgot to look. Let's just get my iPad going here. Let me fire up the air server. Let's get the winds here quick. Weather winds aloft. Let's go up to 360-275 at 17. Doesn't seem like a lot, but whatever. And the temp is -44. Invalid entry. Huh. Okay, screw the winds. I don't care. Or screw the temperature. I don't care. We're not going to derate our takeoff, so we're good there. We are going to go flaps 5. And we'll get our CG trim at 5.23. have that set. V1 at 131, 133, and 144. So V2 plus 10 is 154.
210 Kilo Alpha, connect point to go approach 124.7.
There we go. We got 154 there. I'm not going to worry about any of that. We'll go index. We will go approach. We will go 30 at 144.
210 Kilo Alpha, point to go approach.
So
Camera
I'll put that in
altimeter
myself.
29
So remember that 30 and 144. I'll have a quiz later.
Forward and ground, good.
Okay.
Good evening, Mooney 7342 Juliet.
So let's go ahead and call up clearance delivery.
7342 Juliet. Fullerton, good evening. You're clear to the Santa Barbara
Let's
Airport.
clear off
Departure,
that
flight
baby.
heading 120. Expect radar vector Seal Beach. Venice file BT.
Clearance
2000,
delivery is 130.35.
Departure. Departure frequency 128.1 squawk 5233.
130.35. Oops, 120.35. I was close. 120. Why did that switch?
Zero Kilo Alpha, you said you did have Camarillo on site? 0 Kilo Alpha, thanks. Radar service is terminated. You can manage your present beat. Go connect to tower 128.2.
Direct MILF, yeah.
Camera trap.
Every time I start executing, I've had to. You know, I've had to do that before in the past with the license code, and I don't know why. One time I was streaming and it popped up and it said that. I'm like, wait a second. It's like, why are you asking me for that right now? I didn't understand why it was asking, because it wasn't a beta update. It wasn't anything like that. It was just
Forward and ground.
out of the blue.
Mooney 7342 Juliet. ready
Out
to
of the
take
blue,
off
it was
fire
asking me for my license code. I didn't get it.
Juliet Fullerton ground code of the Santa
Was
Barbara
not
Airport.
sure.
Flighting 120. Expect radar vector Seal Beach. Then is file BT 2000.
I'll take a look. Hold on a sec.
6,000,
I'm going to call up
5,000
clearance and I will get
departure
back
frequency
to that.
138.1 squawk 5233.
Okay, so it sounds like he.
Okay,
Oh, there we go.
that's cleared to the Santa Barbara Airport. Turn left, heading 120. Radar vectors to Seal Beach. Then as filed. Climb maintain 2000, 6005, 128.5.
As you can see, I'm using the scratch pad on 4Flight.
52 tree for 43.
I like that when they say tree. I notice Keith always does that too. Tree.
That is correct.
It's how you're supposed to say it. Just like instead of 9, you're supposed to say 9er. But
7342 Juliet.
Santa Monica Tower, good evening. Challenger 101.
I'll never be able to get a word in edgewise. For those that weren't watching before, this is a fabulous livery by Cessna Rocks.
Monty Tower, Skyhawk 3610 Echo, clear runway 19er at Foxtrot. Request taxis, transient parking.
3610 Echo, roger.
Beautiful.
Alpha to ramp remains frequency.
Alpha to ramp, remain on frequency. Thanks for the fun. 10 Echo.
As always.
Los Angeles clearance delivery, Alaska 721 IFR to Salt Lake City. I'm ready to copy clearance.
Alaska 721 LA clearance, good evening, cleared at Salt Lake City Airport, Ocean 8, departure, Beale transition on a spiral climb via SID, accept maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 125.2, squawk 3616.
Ocean 8 Beale, climb via the SID, accept, maintain 5,000, 125.2 and 3616 on the squawk. Alaska 721.
Alaska 721, read back correct.
Okay, so we got Ocean 8, that's correct, Beale, so it's given 5,000 feet. We got that, 125.2 and 3616.
101 uniform Delta.
So we got all those set in, 120.
Switching departure, wing from Delta.
So, that is now ready to roll. So that heading, let's take a gander at the departure here quick.
7342 Juliet's ready to taxi.
Airport procedures,
Oscar from
departure,
South.
Ocean 8.
For 73242 Juliet, follow to the
Let's
ground.
go ahead. I wish I could flip it. Oh, maybe I can.
Okay,
There we go.
24V Alpha, 7342 Juliet.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to be taking off 25 right. We're going to go straight out. Let's just verify that this is what it says here. So we're going to go out on a heading of 251. So I'll go ahead and get that in the heading right now.
Bravo Foxtrot to the ramp.
And then we're going to go Docker.
29 Delta Romeo, I did
And
hear
then
your
Wheeler,
request.
and that's where they want you to stay below 5,000 because there's traffic that's actually going northbound along that corridor that they want you to stay below that. And then once you get to a door, then once you hit a door, then you can go ahead and go on. But they'll give us that information. So that is what we have here. Then Holtz and Ocean and back out here,
SoCal approach.
and then out to Beale. So then basically once we hit play, Arcus out to the lower southern route versus the Vegas route. So that is what the plan is. So let's get back to airport. Let's get back to showing taxiways and information. So we're going to go ahead and push. Pretty sure I can push. This is a... no, I can't. I actually might ask to see if I can push right onto Charlie. Let's go ahead and do that right now, quick.
John White clears Bonanza 30.
Oh, actually, I wouldn't want to call clearance to do that. So let's find ground. South ground is 121.75.
And Fullerton Tower, good evening. 7342 Juliet's ready at 24.
121.75. What is that flashing for?
7342 Juliet Fullerton Tower, good
okay,
evening.
not gonna worry about it.
12304, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, 7342 Juliet.
Okay, 121.75. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask to basically push back on the Charlie taxiway.
Yeah, we're northbound at Camarillo, sir. Not a different.
So
Roger. And
that is
equipment,
what we will do.
correction, aircraft type, please.
Yeah, we're Beechcraft Bonanza.
Give them a second.
Bonanza 9 Delta Romeo, Roger. After departure, flighting 330. Maintain VFR conditions at or below. You know what? Scratch that. After departure, flighting 230, 230. Maintain VFR conditions at or below 2,400. The SoCal departure frequency 128.1, squawk 7224.
Alright, flight 230, VFR 2400, 128.1, 7224, 900 Delta Romeo.
Bonanza 9 Delta Romeo, read back correct.
Los Angeles ground, Alaska 721. I'd like to push out onto taxiway Charlie.
Alaska 721, Los Angeles ground, good evening. Squawk altitude, please.
Squawking altitude 721.
For 7342 Juliet, verify squawking 3462 and contact SoCal departure.
Okay, over to SoCal. We're squawking 5233 for 7342 Juliet.
Okay, I need you to squawk the code assigned you or I wouldn't have asked you. 3462 please and contact SoCal departure.
Woohoo! Say again, squawk. That's quite different than our clearance, so give us a moment.
Okay, 3462, that's what I have in the strip, so that's what was assigned to you. 3462, I'm not going to have an argument about this. Just change your transponder, go to departure, please.
You got it, 3462.
Oh, a little salty. I better watch
All
myself.
right, aircraft calling for clearance. I believe that was 2914 trades on request, number 1 in sequence.
Roger, 143.
Or 308 Mike Alpha, clearance on request, number 2 in sequence.
John Wayne, clearance delivery, 652 Mike Alpha.
So let's go ahead and get better pushbacks ready to roll here. What I want to do is I want to push back right to here. We'll see if he lets me. He might not. Be easier if I could just push back right onto the runway versus pushing back here and then having to mess with it. So I'll push back on the.
652 Mike Alpha.
I'd like to
John
just
Wayne,
push
clearance
back around the
delivery.
taxiway, and they're not
After
busy.
Flighting 330, maintain VFR conditions at or below 2,400.
True Flight, how's it going, man?
SoCal departure frequency.
Oh, better
128.1
pushback is
squawk
awesome.
7236.
Absolutely awesome.
Alright, after departure of the 330, maintain VFR at about 2,400,
And it's just so random with other programs.
7236 in the box for 2 Mike Alpha.
Where they're gonna push you.
There 2 Mike Alpha, read back correct.
If he doesn't get going here pretty soon, I might fall asleep on the way to Salt Lake City. Then I'll be scolded. I'll bet he forgot I called. I would
2914 tree
be
is clear to the Catalina
willing
Airport
to
via flight heading
bet
220 after departure. Radar vector Seal Beach, VOR, and then as filed.
that he forgot I
Maintain
called.
2,000, expect 4,000 5 minutes after departure. The SoCal departure frequency 128.1 squawk 5507.
Clear to Catalina 220, radar vectors to Seal Beach, VFR, then as filed 2,000, 4,000, 5 minutes after departure, 128.1, 5507 in the box for 143.
Skyhawk 143, readback is correct.
Make sure parking brakes are
Going
selected
ground
in red light. Really?
On the west ramp, looking taxi.
Last 721, push on Charlie, approved tail west.
I thought my parking brake was set. Oh Lord.
Alaska 721, push on Charlie, approved tail west.
Push on Charlie approved. Tail west. 721. Wait, I got tail east.
Aircraft John Wayne requesting taxi, saying a call sign only.
Why the hell would we have
Lands in
tail
November,
west?
November.
Lands in Delta Romeo, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via Bravo Kilo.
20 right, Kilo Bravo.
Explain
Kilo,
this to me. Why would I want to go tail west? Oh shit.
Clearance, Skyhawk 9
Yeah, I'm going the wrong frickin' way. Thank you for correcting me, Mr. Controller. I would have royally screwed that up. I want to go the other direction.
Nancy 8 Mike Alpha is clear to the Camarillo Airport via fly heading 220 after departure. Radar vector Seal Beach and then as filed. Maintain 2,000,
Call me through the menu when you are
5
ready.
minutes after departure.
There we go.
SoCal
Parking
departure
brake is set.
frequency 128.1, squawk
Let's go
2630.
ahead and start pushback.
Take
Ground
clear
to cockpit.
Camarillo
Utilities
via
driving up.
220 vectors to Seal Beach.
Here he comes, right through all the buildings.
Expect 4,005.
Crunch.
28.1 squawk 26. Cruise 0.
He'll probably run. Oh, he's gonna run over this man too.
Nancy 8 Mike Alpha, read back correct.
Watch this.
Burbank Tower, good evening. Skyhawk 4.
He's gonna run him over.
With you on the visual for runway 8.
Watch this. Crunch.
Skyhawk 4692 Quebec, Burbank Tower, good evening. Wind calm, runway 8, clear to land.
Okay, so we got everything set up there. So let's go ahead and
John Wayne ground, good evening, 652 Mike Alpha.
put those babies on. Circ fans are fine. Let's go ahead and get our anti-collision light on. Wait for him to ask me.
John Wayne ground, Skyhawk 2914 trees on the west ramp at Barton Aviation with a Yankee ready to taxi.
That would have been interesting if I would have tried.
4652 Mike Alpha, John Wayne ground, runway 20
If I would have
left at
pushed the
Kilo,
wrong
taxi via
direction.
Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, Kilo.
20 up to Kilo Alpha, Hotel Charlie Kilo, 2 Mike Alpha.
Would have
So
been.
connected and bike path
Number
been
1,
inserted.
correction,
Release
2143,
parking brake.
John Wayne
Release
ground.
parking
Squawk
brake.
altitude, please.
Parking brake is released. Okay, let's get these
Okay, all
engines
doors
fired
and
up,
hatches are closed.
boys.
Start pushback and you may start engines.
721. I don't know why I always start the right engine first. I'm not sure why, if it even
And
matters. I think it matters on certain planes, but I'm not sure which ones. So let's go 2976. Hey, how's it going, McTrine? Thank you for that.
Delta Romeo, John Wayne Tower,
Yeah,
good
typically
evening, wind 230
the parking brake is
20
usually the
right at
first
Kilo
thing I
for
hit,
takeoff.
so kind of surprised I didn't.
Take
But
off, 189 Delta Romeo.
John Wayne ground, Bonanza 308 Mike Alpha.
typically don't
Taxi
start a
to
flight this late. It's 10:51. It's about an hour and a half, so I should land about
308 Mike
12:30.
Alpha, John Wayne ground.
But that's
runway
okay.
20 left at Kilo, taxi via Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo. 20 left at Kilo.
Let's go ahead and see how the old boy's doing.
Skyhawk 143, runway 20 right at Kilo, taxi via
I have a
Bravo,
feeling, realistically, they would probably never push out this
20
far.
right at Kilo, taxi to Bravo Kilo.
Oh, has it really? This is version P, 306P, I believe. What's out now? Is it Q? Yeah, I don't know if they'd ever
Standby
push
20
out this
Delta
far.
Vice, ready, copy.
Oh, holy cow!
Ready to copy, 20 Delta.
Oh, if I'd have known that, I would have flown that right now.
Airport, Adam 2 departure.
And not
then as
cared.
filed.
Damn
Climb
it!
via SID, accept maintain 4,000. Expect 5,000, 5 minutes after departure. SoCal departure frequency 134.2.
Departure rad, SID
Squawk
stars, and
6326.
transition.
Hold your read back.
That's already on there. This is okay.
Delta Romeo, radar contact, maintain VFR conditions that are below 2,000.
I'll look at the
400
release
sales.
notes here as soon as I get going. Because it's
We're
got some interesting
1,800,
stuff in here that I actually honestly thought it already had, but
Delta
obviously
Delta
it
Romeo,
doesn't.
Roger, verify 1,800. I have you on radar as 800 through 900 now.
okay.
Excuse me, apologize. Yes,
Here we go.
1,100 right now for 9 Delta Romeo.
And the 900 Delta Romeo, thank you.
Yeah, it's got some interesting stuff. 310 Alpha.
Skyhawk 20 Delta, go ahead with the read back.
Very interesting.
520 Delta to Long Beach via the Adam 2 departure, then as filed. Climb via the SID 4000, expect 5,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 134.2, squawk 6326.
Skyhawk 20 Delta, read back is correct.
And you want a 9 Delta Romeo departure?
Negative.
Okay.
Burbank Tower, Skyhawk, I'm keeping back is off of 08 at Delta 7, want to go to Millionaire.
Skyhawk 902, Quebec, roger, taxi to Millionaire via Delta, remain this frequency. I'm gonna...
Millionaire via Delta with you, 900 Quebec.
And so 900 Delta Romeo, VFR targets, I gotta wait for approach to accept the handoff, so sometimes it's slightly delayed if you're departing VFR out of a Charlie like John Wayne. Connect SoCal departure now 128.1 so long.
No worries, thanks for your help, appreciate it. Over departure. 9 Delta Romeo.
Oh, and you know what I forgot to do is install that that cloud thing. Dang it. Okay, so we're ready to roll. Let's go ahead and get Los Angeles ground, Alaska 721, ready to taxi.
Alaska 721, Los Angeles ground, good evening. Runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie. Charlie 7, Bravo.
25 right, Charlie 7 Bravo, Alaska 721. Okay, so we threw out a little bit of a difference here. We got to go Charlie 7 and then Bravo. So we're going to go up here. Oh, shit. I forgot to throw my rudder pedals back out there. Although I don't really like them, I need to use them because my Club Sport pedals for my sim racing are not going to work for rudder pedals. I'll guarantee you that right now.
John Wayne Tower, second 2 Mike Alpha, holding short, the 20 left at Kilo, ready to go.
Okay, here we go.
November 652 Mike Alpha, John Wayne Tower. Good evening, wind 230 at 4, runway 20 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff.
20 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff, 652 Mike Alpha.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Then as ground says on 95.
Why is it taking so long to disconnect the tow?
Jack 9520 Delta, Van Nuys ground, runway 16 right, taxi via Alpha Charlie.
16 right via Alpha Charlie, 20.
That was weird. Oops, sorry about that, Mr. Tow Truck driver. Yeah, that's unreal. Unbelievable.
John Wayne Tower, Scott, 29014 tree, holding short of 20.
Come on, how long's he gonna be? Get the hell out of the way, boy. I got flying to do.
Good evening, runway 20
Source
right at
disconnected
Kilo.
and bypass pin has been removed. Have a nice flight.
Line up and wait, 208-143.
At 20143, disregard, hold short 20 right for departing traffic.
Holding
Okay,
short of 20
got
right,
our
143,
flight directors
Kilo.
on. Auto throttle's on.
Mike Tower.
Let's get our flaps set to 5.
Kilo ready for departure.
308
Brakes
Mike
to
Alpha,
RTO.
Tower, hold short 20 left at Kilo.
So, looking for Charlie 7 and then over to Bravo.
Jack 143, runway 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff. The wind 230 at 4, traffic upwind is Panther on a 330 departure heading.
330 departure heading, clear for departure 20 right, 143, thank you.
Sky 143, that traffic is on a 330 heading. You need to fly your sign heading of 220.
220 for 143, thank you.
652 Mike Alpha, radar contact, maintain VFR conditions at or below 2,400, say altitude.
We're leaving 1,000.
What do you mean he doesn't sleep? Questioning what? Ilios, what do you mean with the question marks, man? Just out of curiosity. Oh, these rudder pedals, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. Wish I had my old Cytex back. But I had somebody interested in the whole plate that I had, the whole setup. So I sold them.
There to Mike Alpha, contact SoCal 128.1, small.
Over to SoCal 28-1, have a good night, to Mike Alpha.
Here we go at Bravo. The scab on my arm now, it's freaking bleeding. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I was having issues with my, I'll wait till we get up here. I was having issues with
Tag 143, connect SoCal departure.
my ailerons. It seemed like every time I let go of the yoke, I would bank to the right. Let's get weather on, and let's get traffic on. Oops, already on, okay. I'm gonna set my ailerons up to watch the inputs on the ailerons and see what they're doing. I never did put the route in here, did I? Well, maybe I did. Oh shit. Nope, I didn't. So it's clear. Should actually fill in. I should be able to get the route right from here. There's 8 routes going ocean, that one right there. 25 right. Okay, we're now set on the old iPad.
38 Mike Alpha, runway 20 left, 8 kilo, clear for takeoff, wind 2.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I should try that. But I've noticed that every plane that I've flown, regardless of whether it was with my old yoke, with a Logitech 3D Pro, after calibrating, and even with this Thrustmaster Warthog, it's the same thing. There's just a left bank all the time, and I don't know. And my rudder pedals are good.
Skyhawk 143.
Afraid to do too much that I'm going to end up taxiing into the ditch.
Altitude 3,500 with the weather. And it's for the Cat 9.
Last aircraft calling second, call sign only.
Skyhawk 143 Victor Tango.
Skyhawk 143.
Oh, really?
Tango, roger, have your request. Goodbye.
Okay. I'm gonna just, yeah, I'll throw the rudder and the ailerons up there.
SoCal departure, so long.
Because if it were calibrated right, it would be showing in the aileron the roll and the yaw. So I'm gonna check that here.
Cameroon Crown, Junior 210 Kilo Alpha with Whiskey, like to taxi to runway 26 for a northwest departure.
210 Kilo Alpha, Camarillo ground, good evening, runway 26, taxi via Foxtrot Alpha.
26 via Foxtrot Alpha, 0 Kilo Alpha.
Sky 3 Victor Tango,
Approaching
after
runway
departure, flying runway
Yeah,
heading,
right now,
maintain
quick data
VFR conditions that are
output.
below 1,500. The SoCal departure, correction, Santa Barbara departure frequency 120.55, squawk 2 tree 55.
Pitch, what do I want here?
Fly
Weather,
runway heading at or
joystick,
below,
aileron, rudder,
1,500,
elevator.
Maintain VFR, departure
go.
12055.
So that should tell me.
2 tree 55.
Okay, let me switch over to.
Sky 3 Victor Tango, readback is correct.
And what did he give me for departure? 125.2. Los Angeles Tower, Alaska 721, ready to go, 25 right. Christoph Cyborg, how's it going, man? Thank you for saying hello, I appreciate it. Did I get the right frequency? 120.95, is that right? Tower, 120.95, yes, that's correct. South Complex, 120.95. I wonder if he heard me. Yeah, right now it's showing 0.09. That's not enough to throw. I mean,
Alaska 721, Los Angeles Tower, good evening. Runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff, wind 240
clear for takeoff, 25 right, Alaska 721. Verify we got everything. Taxi, light taxi. Let's turn that on. Strobes are on. Don't see anything staring out, blaring anywhere. So here we go. Takeoff, go around armed. Here we go. Oh, you stupid frickin' rudder pedals. And we are off. Stay below 5,000.
Camarillo Tower, Virginia 210.
There she goes to the
Kilo
left
Alpha,
again.
Open short runway 26 for a right down departure.
210 Kilo Alpha, Camarillo Tower, roger, runway 26, clear for takeoff, wind 2706, right down with departure.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26, 0 Kilo Alpha.
29143, SoCal approach, good evening. The Catalina altitude 2985.
I typically don't throw the autopilot on this quickly, but this is such a tight turn on departure.
Burbank, ground, Skyhawk 143, Victor Tango, ready to taxi to Mike Bravo 3.
Alaska 7,
Yeah, well,
T1 counting SoCal departure.
so call departure 721. So call departure Alaska 721, climbing through 3,700 for 5,000.
721 SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12,000.
Climb maintain 12,000, Alaska 721.
Alaska 721 is clear direct PV to resume the departure.
Direct PV, Alaska 721. Okay, we got our flaps down. Our landing gear is stowed. Go ahead and turn off the taxi lights. That will get
721 connect SoCal approach 134.35.
3435 Alaska 721. 3435.
Number 652 Mike Alpha, connect SoCal approach 134.9.
SoCal departure, Alaska 721, climbing through 9,000 for 12,000.
Alaska 721 SoCal departure, good evening. Climb via the SID except maintain 17,000.
Do the SID except maintain 17,000, Alaska 721. Okay, so if you look at the SID, let's go to airports, procedures, departure. We look at Ocean 8. So we have Cahill at 15,000. Ocean, what do they have at Ocean? Cahill above 15,000. Okay, at 15,000 or above, there we go. Zoom 16,000 or above. And then we're golden. We should make that. Holtz, it doesn't give us anything. So yeah, we need to just get Cahill above 15,000, which we'll make very easily. I guarantee. Crythor, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. I hope that's not a call to me because I can't hear him. Oops.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You had Cat 8 in your remarks, so I gave you the instructions for the Cat 8. I'm sorry about that. I have an amendment to your instructions here, advice for the Cat.
So we are.
Alright, you're on departure, maintain VFR conditions that are below 3,500, and disregard the heading, departure heading.
Some run or some little bit of weather here, folks. Cessna Rocks liveries, they're the best, man. Oh, Elios, yeah, I gotta learn how to fly it, man. I have got to learn how to fly it.
43 Victor Tango, read back correct, runway 15 taxi via Bravo.
I don't think he gave me any higher. I didn't. Well, it flies itself if you're not an idiot. Like I said, I did.
21, contact Los Angeles Center 125.27, love higher for you.
125.27, Alaska 721. So 125.27.
Catalina.
LA Center, Alaska 721, 170, 70,000.
Alaska 721 LA Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 230.
.170 to flight level 230, Alaska 721.
0 kilo altitude, firm 5575, 652 Mike Alpha, connect SoCal approach 134.2. It's at 34.2 for 6 Mike Alpha.
Up we go, boys and girls. Now I need to grab my
652 Mike Alpha. SoCal approach Burbank altimeter 207.
I keep forgetting to turn this on. My Benny Sim. I'll have it up here in a shake. We are ASA 7-ish. Okay, let's get Benny Sim running here. There we go. The window is open in the house and it's a little chilly. I might have to get up to close it.
Alaska 721, connect LA Center 133.55.
3355, Alaska 721. So we got a 3355. LA Center, Alaska 721, climbing actually at flight level 230.
Alaska 721 LA Center, keep it coming, maintain flight level 35.
230 to 350, 721.
652 Mike Alpha, safety. Yeah, Burbank altimeter 2979er. And to Mike Alpha, you're now leaving Los Angeles proper airspace. You can resume on navigation, maintain vehicle. Negative. And do you want flight following to Cameron? Upper right down.
There she goes. Okay, I missed a couple of follows. I apologize.
520 Delta SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain.
Andre Aristod 25, thank you for the follow. Crythort, thank you for the follow. Dutoy 68, thank you for the follow. And Nerdy Badger 1701, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Up and away we go. I should have set the I like being able to fly with the ortho so that people can actually see the ground. But I also, Bart Bland, thank you for the follow. But I also appreciate the ortho and I appreciate the night lighting in next plane. That outside is really, really loud, isn't it? Let's turn exterior. Nerdy Badger, I already caught you. Thank you very much. That's still really loud. Let's turn this up a touch. There we go. There we go. Gotta love ortho, man. Anyway.
Number 308 Mike Alpha, connect SoCal approach 134.9.
Estimated time of arrival 5:26 Zulu. My math is correct. That would be 12:26 in the morning. That's okay. I don't care.
That's right, Mike Alpha, SoCal, getting LA altimeter 2970.
I don't have to be into work until 8, so that gives me an extra hour of sleep. Okay, what did I not get here? Did I not put the flight plan in? Yeah, Ocean 8, Beal, Q4. What's it missing on here?
210 Kilo Alpha, still not picking anything up on the transponder. Just verify squawk and altitude.
Let's go high.
Kilo Alpha. Thank you. Now radar contact.
That's not a high route, I'll guarantee you that right now. Oh, it says that it is.
Bakersfield altimeter 275. Connect LA Center 125.27.
Something doesn't look right.
So 125.27. 25.27. 7342 Juliet, descend and maintain 4,000. Connect Santa Barbara approach 120.55.
Okay. What am I missing here? It's like Cole 448. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's just do this. Nope. That's what we're gonna do. There, we're right back on it. Perfect. Oh shit, maybe we're not. What is that? That says Victor. That's a Victor Air route though, not a jet route.
7342 Juliet, Santa Barbara approach. Good evening, altimeter 270. And expect visual approach runway 25. Some kind of attendance. Seven three two four Juliet, Roger. Fly heading 290 vectors. 652 Mike Alpha, traffic off your right lane 2 miles southbound.
Okay.
For altitude indicates 4,600. Additional traffic.
We are on the way.
3 miles northbound, altitude indicates 4,700.
I missed that comment. Oh, 6:21. Oh, you're in Norway. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, it's right now for me. It is 11:21 in the evening on Monday night.
To make operations. And advise me if the camera at the airport's
It's always kind of neat having people
Mike Alpha coming SoCal approach 134.2.
people logging in that are in different time zones. I was going back and forth with somebody that was from Australia, and
652 Mike Alpha, roger, additional traffic.
they were way the hell off.
2.5 miles southbound up.
I mean, they're right now. Hell, I don't even know what time it'd be there. All I know is that Saturday morning at 8 o'clock was like, I think it's 15 hours difference.
These are at Mike Alpha, SoCal, Camry altimeter.
Okay, what do we have? Okay, that's better. I did a flight from may as well turn off the, oh, didn't have them on anyway. Oh well. Did a flight earlier from Salt Lake City down to
Aircraft call Bakersfield Municipal UG555.
down to had a flight from Salt Lake City down to oh, my brain just stopped working. Down to LA earlier, and I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, you're in the UK? Okay.
Number 265.
222 in Sydney, okay. I'm trying to think. We were trying to get some. I did a giveaway here. I'm a product beta tester for Reality Expansion Pack for the simcoders.com, and pardon me, I had originally flown. I got permission to beta test, or to actually preview the default Cessna 172 when it came out, and he was trying to coordinate times with me about as far as when to fly. And I flew like at lunchtime for me, which Zulu would be 1700 Zulu for me. Didn't seem to work for him, so then I'm like, okay, what works for you? And the best thing that worked for him was like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So I did that. He didn't win, but anyway, he was able to watch at least.
265 Kilo, I have full routing for you, advisor.
I don't know why this is so far off. I guess it's not that far off.
Kilos clear to
If
the
you look at it
Torrance
this way.
Airport by Lake Hughes at Lima Hotel Sierra. Victor 459 Seal Beach, Sierra Lima, India direct. Maintain 6,000, expect 1,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 118.8, squawk 6420.
Anyone's interested, I'll get the roulette wheel spinning.
Kilo. Yep, you got that part correct. The routing is Lake Hughes, which is Lima Hotel Sierra. Victor 459 Seal Beach, Sierra Lima, India direct.
Now, I've never known exactly for sure what to stream as far as music goes, because it seems like if I ever go to try and put anything on, if I try to put anything on YouTube, it'll bounce back and it say that I didn't have permission. Copyright stuff, so I'm like, ah, dang it, oh well. So I rarely ever put any music on my streams.
342 Juliet, thanks for visual approach, rate 25. 9520 Delta, connect SoCal approach 135.4. 143 Victor Tango, cancel altitude restriction, connect SoCal approach 135.4.
Okay. Just check that to see if anyone else was streaming. Let me go take a look at your stuff.
10 Kilo Alpha, connect Bakersfield approach 118.8. And 520 Delta SoCal gate.
So Elias, I take it there's a gyro built
20
in
Delta, the interior altimeter.
on that, correct?
2980.
The helicopter anyway?
210 Kilo Alpha, connect Bakersfield approach 118.8.
Trying to see if maybe that, no, it must be a battery. That's probably the speed controller on this side. That servo over there. Guessing it has to be.
For 143 Victor Tango, SoCal approach. Right, Mike Alpha, flighting 250. 210 Kilo Alpha, Alexander.
Ah, crap. How about a navigator?
308 Mike Alpha, traffic 10 to 11.
Do you have a co-pilot? I'm not really sleepy. I'm just kind of, it's 11:30 here. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so.
4228, connect Santa Barbara Tower 100.
But I'm not terribly sleepy. McKing11, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it very much.
308 Mike Alpha, Camarillo.
Should have gone up to 370. I can't believe the winds are this light at 35,000 feet.
308 Mike Alpha, register pass on.
18 knots? That's just doesn't seem right. Usually they're much, much, much higher than that. I do not have a navigator, no, or a co-pilot. My co-pilot is my iPad. My iPad is right there. Is that kind of big? I often wonder if you people like, if that's something that you guys like looking at, or if it's something that it's overkill. I don't know. I should just do a poll sometime and find out. Because I don't want to, some streams you watch, they just have like too much going on, and I'm not gonna say it's boring. It's just like there's too much stuff to look at while you're flying, while you're watching, and a big old iPad on there sometimes might be too much for some people.
308 Mike Alpha, thanks. Good visual approach 126.
So let me shut it back on. I was trying to post on John's. Oh, let me go back. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the Zibo update, because I'm noticing some stuff on there that I have to admit I already thought it had. Here is a release note information. Add waypoints with selected desired page. Delete and overwrite waypoints. I guess I wasn't doing that before. I was able to. So, yeah. Departure arrival page. Add SID stars and approaches with transitions. Well, I'm already able to do that. So this is kind of weird. I've been flying this for a little while now, and I've been able to do that already. LNAV engine, detect actual waypoint and switch to next waypoint. Kind of thought it did that. This is not huge. Red Pixel 67, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Number 265, Kilo Victor Silver
The
Approach,
import
release,
FMS flight
now
plan thing
0431,
isn't
clearance
that
flight
huge
by
because
0340,
it's so easy to just fill out
Airport
the.
airborne
I typically don't do that long of flights with this plane. It's all in SoCal, so it's not very difficult to just program them in myself. You still has to work on radio waypoints for SIDS and stars.
143 Victor Tango to Fullerton, altimeter 207.
ND display engine for route. Add
308 Mike Alpha, kind of Camarillo
5
Tower,
nautical mile range. I thought there was. Oh, you know what? I'll bet if you go down to 5, it doesn't adjust from 10. So there's 10. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. There you go. That would be an upgrade then. I have to admit I rarely ever go that far, but interesting. There's some stuff I thought it already had. Route page, add waypoints with airways. FMC. Okay, that'd be kind of neat. Add a hold and a fixed page. That'd be good. Longer flight plans, I would like the import FMS flight plan, but it's like, yeah, not anything that's gonna jump out at me. I'll tell you what, I will say this: if there is somebody that makes sure that they keep updating this, it's very rare that he doesn't have at least 1 or 2 updates a week. So if something doesn't come out, he's either on vacation or he's sick, because there's constant updates, which is kind of awesome. Sometimes if it were me, I would wait and do it every, I don't know, maybe every couple of weeks.
43 Victor Tango.
Put a
Fullerton
bunch of
Airport,
stuff in it
1
rather
block
than just a handful of things, but I guess can't complain. It's a donation only. So cannot complain. In 55 minutes we will arrive. How close am I to switch? This can't be. Yeah, those are all jet routes. Wonder how. Oh, we're not even to Vegas yet. I might run to the restroom quick. I know one of the flight plans actually had you fly to the Las Vegas VOR, which is right on the field, as you can see. I think Beale Air Force Base is right. I think that's what it's called.
Kilo Bakersfield approach. Good evening. Check your transponder on an ident.
Elios, were you
43 Victor Tango Field now coming off your right wing 2 miles. Victor Tango, thanks. Radar services terminated.
Did you? I have the code the cockpit door Norwegian air shuttle. Oh. Yes, I'm an actual pilot. Yep. IFR rating, tail wheel endorsement,
265 kilo radar contact.
complex and high
10
performance
south
endorsements.
of the
Did you
shaft.
stream earlier, Elios? I didn't see it pop up that you were streaming. Because if you wanted to do your flight sim thing now, I could sit and kind of watch while I'm chatting with people, but no, you didn't. Okay. So I thought I had you set up. I didn't have it set up before, but I'm going to have you, I have you set up now that as soon as you do stream, it notifies me so that I know. Because I'd like to, you're going to hear in a little bit? Okay, cool. Because I want to see the, I want to figure out how to program. I'd like to fly that. I would definitely like to fly that. So that would be perfect. You could let me know. Try and figure out how to add you so that it notify. Oh, here we go.
Number 520 Delta Connect SoCal approach.
I wish, oh, it is. Good. ELEOs. I'm going to unfollow you. I'm going to follow you. Okay, notifications are on now. I guess that's how you have to do it. Unfollow and then refollow back. And it turns on the notifications. I don't think. LA Center, Alaska 721, permission to step away for 5 minutes.
Alaska 721, absolutely take your time. I want to have a frequency change for you for another 140 miles or so. Just advise me back.
I will do, thank you. 721. Okay, I'll be right back. Restroom time. Potty break. I will be right back.
Five 220 Delta SoCal, good evening, Long Beach altimeter 2977. Fly heading 180, vectors ILS 30 approach. Delta, Roger, Long Beach reporting wind 3103, visibility 10, sky clear, altimeter 2977. 20 Delta, it's 2977, 2977. Number 9520 Delta, traffic 2 o'clock, 2 miles northbound, altitude gates 5,800. 20 Delta, roger. 20 Delta, set to maintain 3,000. Number 2253 Mike SoCal, departure radar contact, and also with you, climb and maintain 4,000. Number 9520 Delta, descend and maintain 2000. Your night direct Santa Catalina, New York. Number 9520 Delta, turn right heading 210.
Yep, I forgot it again. And I am back. Catch up on follows here. Phase Star 7, Vault Dweller 875. Thank you for the follows.
Number 9520 Delta, you are 7 miles from Gunny, turn right heading 270, maintain 2000 till established on the localizer. Clear ILS 230 approach.
Hop on Discord voice. Oh, cool. I can do that. What's happening, man?
Alright, can you hear me okay?
Yep, hear you fine.
Alright, let me go ahead and fire up my stream here.
Okay, I'm going to, I got to call,
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, LA Center. LA Center, Alaska 721 is back in the cockpit.
Should be up. Let me know.
Yep, it just popped up and said Elios is live.
Perfect. Alright, so we're just going to do some helicopters at 101 here first with my RC sim.
Okay, let me get it loaded here.
The good news is, I've got a little thing in my sim that shows you my sim.
Loaded here.
So, move that to a little more prominent location here.
I'm not seeing you live yet.
It should be there. Yeah, it should be there. I'm seeing it on my end. May need to refresh it.
Yep, I just did again.
I'm seeing it on my dashboard.
Okay.
You're looking at the right place.
Yeah, I'm clicking my follow button.
Here, I linked myself in Discord. You may have not followed the right person. No, I see 2 viewers now, so it's there.
Well, I'm looking at live channels and it's not showing me. It's showing no live channels.
Yeah, well, you need to go to my thing. It's showing it's there. It's your end. That's the problem at the moment.
Okay, I got you now.
Okay, good.
Number 265 Kilo Connect LA Center 125.27.
I may as well let everyone watch this. Who wants to watch?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let me get this, God, after flying the helicopter, the stick was twitchy. Okay, there we go. So, what's different from a fixed-wing aircraft is the right stick here on the little transmitter on your screen that represents my transmitter. Think of the right stick as your stick or your yoke.
Oh, I flew RC. I know exactly what we're doing here.
Okay. So
yep, it's a Mode 2 transmitter.
Right. So so for people that just don't do RC and just do flights in it, the right stick is your yoke. You have hitch and roll. The left stick over here, on a fixed wing, this would be the throttle and then the yaw. So this is rudder, this is throttle.
Runner 520 Delta Long
So
Tower, getting
on a helicopter, though,
103, you're on the
this is
201.
the cyclic, and then this is the collective, and this is anti-torque.
Or
Or
2253.
we actually, in the RC world, we'll call this rudder, because it actually works more like a rudder because the way the gyro works. But that's not super important right now. So right now I've got throttle hold on, so when I move the collective, when the RC helicopters, we have our collective and the throttle are all mixed together.
Okay.
So at center stick here on the collective, on an RC helicopter, that would be 0 pitch. Now, I have no idea what this would be on a real helicopter. It's probably some positive pitch amount. And then on a real helicopter, they have like a twist grip, like a motorcycle throttle on the collective as well, so you can work the collective and the throttle independently. And some larger helicopters also have governors and stuff too. Most RC helicopters, we either mix the throttle, or we'll even set the throttle at 100% the whole time, or they use a governor or something like that.
Okay. Because I know when Rush was showing it on his stream that time, you could see the collective, and it looked like it was a motorcycle grip going back and forth.
Yeah, that's the throttle on there. On RC, we have limited channels and stuff we can do at the same time, so generally that's all mixed together, and because we didn't be more aerobatic, you almost also want a governor. That way you're adjusting your lift purely with the collective. What the collective does is it changes the collective pitch of the blades. No matter where the blades are in rotation, the pitch is consistently changed. So for full negative pitch on my RC helicopter, for positive pitch. And you can actually see the pitch moving on the
exactly.
there.
Yep.
And at center stick, that's, on this model anyway, that's set up for 0 pitch, so there's no lift. And this would give you full negative and then full positive so that it's aerobatic and can do silly things like fly upside down. Now, on scale model helicopters, like real helicopters, they'll have it so that this will be full negative will be 2 or 3 degrees negative, because you still need some negative pitch to get yourself down.
Oh, I always thought that the throttle just basically judged how quickly you're going to fall out of the sky.
11 o'clock.
No, the collective does. The throttle, in a helicopter, the throttle and the collective are married.
Okay.
Because the more pitch you put into the blades, the more throttle you need to keep the RPM.
Okay.
We literally have so much power on these models that we just kind of ignore that fact.
Okay.
We can pretty much drive the rotor at whatever the hell we want. But in a real helicopter, torque is a serious problem. You don't want to over-torque the rotor system. You don't want to under-torque it. You don't want to do silly other things because it's a floating rotor head. There's a lot of reasons you don't want to just dump the collector in a real helicopter that I can do here. I can get away with all kinds of stupid things. But the other thing is, when you move this stick, it actually moves the pitch depending on where the blades are in position. So when I push the cyclic forward here, that'll tilt the whole rotor system forward, and it'll tilt the rotor system back into the sides. So if I move my throttle hold, let me bring up my idle up here into my governor mode. So right now I'm running a fixed RPM. The RC simulator is going to simulate a governor on the helicopter, which is going to try to keep the motor running at the same RPM regardless of the torque in the rotor system. So if I introduce torque, it has a little RPM sensor that it senses the RPM dropping, and it takes care of the throttle for me.
Okay.
So all I'm flying by here is purely the collective. So I'm going to go to a little bit negative pitch just to keep it on the ground. So as you can see, when I move this stick, you can see how the whole helicopter and the rotor disc is actually tilting.
Yep.
And this is how you fly. So you got to think of this whole thing like a wing. It's both your wing and your propeller. So when you do this, you're also adding pitch to the rotor system. So the pitch in the collective plus the pitch in the cyclic adds to the pitch of that rotor position, and that adds to the torque. So if you start janking around on the cyclic and slamming around on the collective, you're going to add even more torque, which needs even more power. And we haven't. So then the same thing on the tail rotor, which is just a the tail rotor is just a variable pitch propeller.
And it kind of acts like your rudder, right?
Right. It's countering the torque. Now,
Yep.
in a real helicopter, your butt's pretty much the gyro, and that will hold the, and then you just give counter torque to hold straight.
You know, the more I think about it, now that I'm thinking back to my RC days, the throttle and rudder were on the right. So I was incorrect saying that. It's opposite of what you have there.
You are probably flying mode 1, which is backwards to me.
Yeah.
I fly mode 2.
No, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, my throttle and rudder were on the right. Aileron, elevator were on the left.
Mode 1 and mode
25 left or attacker.
So I'm just going to put it into a little hover here. So this is the first thing you learn on these, is you sit here and you learn to hover with the tail towards you. Now, one of the nice things we have that real helicopters don't, we have this neat little gyro that we call a heading hold gyro, and what it does is it sits here, and no matter what I do with the helicopter, if I don't touch, as long as I leave the stick centered, it's going to hold the tail right where it is, regardless of anything else that happens. And what that gyro is actually doing is that it's when I give a command to the rudder, I'm not actually commanding the servo directly. I'm commanding the gyro, and that's commanding the tail. And what it's looking for is a rate of change. So when I set all this up, the gyro is actually set up so that at 0 stick, it's going to try to hold the yaw axis at 0 degrees per second of change, no matter what else happens.
Okay.
And I wish real helicopters had this, because it's so silly not to, and it makes flying so much easier, because you don't have to sit there and manage and babysit the tail all day long. Unfortunately, the downside to that is, in forward flight, the tail won't follow through. In a real helicopter, once you get into forward flight, you really don't have to touch the rudder much, or the anti-torque. The tail will follow just by weather vaning, and that's preferred in real helicopters. And in the scale model guys will use what's called a rate mode gyro, which will do something the same. It'll only respond to changes in torque.
Those are all VFR drones.
But this lets me do things like fly backwards, which is really hard to do in a real helicopter, because the tail's going to want to flip out from under you and flip around the other way.
Okay.
You always want to follow, just because the rotor disc back there is like just a big rudder surface.
Oops.
So, no, everything here is deliberate. So, when you're flying, and this goes for even in the real helicopters in the sim, one thing you have to realize is the best way I've described this is it's like a ball bearing on a sheet of glass. Anytime you move it, it's going to keep moving in that direction until you tell it to do something else.
Right.
So if I push forward on the cyclic, it's going to keep going forward, even if I level it out. As you can see, it's going to keep going that way. Same thing if I move it, I tilt it backwards. So what you need to think about here is, like your yoke controls in your Bonanza, controls your pitch and your roll.
Right.
You have to remember that that's also controlling your axes of flight here. So if you pitch forward, remember, since that's also the thing that's holding you in the air, if you pitch forward and give collective, you're going to go forward. And if you pitch backward,
210 Kilo Alpha Camarillo ground. Good evening, runway 26.
So it's a combination of doing all this sort of, it's patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time.
Oh, okay.
It literally just takes practice. You're never not flying it, unlike an airplane where you can kind of sit back and relax. The only time that ever really happens is when you're in what's called fast forward flight. And that's because there's this phenomenon called transitional lift. That big rotor disc, once you get going over a certain speed, acts like a wing. If you've ever thrown a frisbee,
yeah.
So it makes a frisbee fly. It's called transitional lift. It acts like a big wing. And you actually, as you go into fast forward flight, you actually have to reduce collective or you're going to balloon.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get my control set up, because I want to try flying that 429 again. I didn't know how to get it in the air. I was able to start the engine. Harpoon Henry, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
5 Kilo Connect.
So the problem I have with this that you're not going to have with the 429 is that notice how my tail doesn't follow the nose at all. That's that heading hold gyro, which is great for when you're wanting to do aerobatics and crazy shit like this.
Oh, right.
It just holds the tail in like a vice. But what it basically teaches you to do, and it's something that's made my fixed wing flying really good, is it teaches you to fly coordinated.
Kilo SoCal,
because you have to coordinate your tail, or it just won't follow. If I try to do a nice level turn without rudder, it just does that. It lets you do crazy stuff like this, which you're never going to be able to do funnels like that with any kind of real helicopter or anything with a rate mode gyro in the tail, because it's just never going to, holding the tail like that's not going to happen. But so I've gotten very good at flying coordinated flight.
Mike, showing several VFR targets in the vicinity of the Avalon Airport. Radar services are terminated for cancellation of IFR on the air, in the air, or on the ground on this frequency.
So once you get in forward flight, I mean the helicopter flies itself, and that's pretty much like the 429 flies like.
Yeah.
It flies like this thing with a rate gyro instead of a heading hold. Getting forward flight, it pretty much then flies like an airplane. The difference is that, maybe not really, if you're used to ever flying where someone's told you where you're using the throttle to control your elevation.
Yep.
Or your altitude, same thing here. Your altitude is going to be controlled by the collective, and the cyclic controls your attitude. The difference is that if you want to go forward, you got to pitch forward. And if you look at the 429 when it's sitting on the ground, the rotor system is actually canted forward a little bit. And that's a passenger comfort thing. And then what that does is it lets the helicopter body, the fuselage, sit level with the rotor system canted forward. As you can see here in my helicopter, because everything's 90 degrees to the fuselage, that to fly in forward flight, there's actually a forward, it's pitched down a little bit to go forward. And a lot of real helicopters, they can't forward the rotor systems at the fuselage level, just because it's disconcerting to passengers to have 5 or 6 degrees nose down attitude all the time.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, imagine if you're flying along your Bonanza at level flight, all your gauges are telling you your level, but you're really flying along at 6 to 7 degrees nose down attitude all the time.
Yeah.
It looks disconcerting to other people.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
That's really the only problem there. But I mean, it's just, Yeah, it's a matter of just getting used to it, and the 429 really just flies a lot like this.
I'll have
Once you
to.
get into forward flight, it's pretty mild. The trick is you got to learn to hover, because if you can't hover, you can't land.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
The second thing you have to learn is transitioning out of forward flight back to a hover, and that's a little tricky. In my model, I don't have much inertia. You can see there I can pretty quickly just pull back on the stick and give it a little bump of collective, and it'll come right back to a hover. In something like a real helicopter, you have so much inertia, you have to be pretty far ahead of the machine to make it change direction.
Yep, I'm going to go away here for a second. I'm going to try and get weather at Seattle.
At 4. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 18,000. Temperature to 7. Check density altitude 2.5. Altimeter 3008. Visual approach runway 14, 16 left, 16 right, 17, in use. Departing runway 14, 16 left, 16 right, 17. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery with your aircraft type, initial heading, and requested cruise altitude. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra. Salt Lake City International Information Sierra.
Dubell, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it.
150 at 4. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 18,000. Temperature to 7.
Yeah, we
check density
the
altitude.
RC side have so
2.5.
power to rate.
Altimeter 3008. Visual approach runway 14, 16 left, 16
It's
right,
really a
17
true flying
in use.
machine. It can do anything.
Departing
you
runway
can imagine.
14, 16 left, 16 right, 17. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All
Yeah, I'm waiting to
VFR
get handed
departures,
off here. I have a
contact
feeling it's going to
clearance
happen
delivery with
any
your aircraft
second.
type, initial
Actually, I might be
heading,
landing
requested
in the.
cruise altitude.
I might be
Advise on
landing in the
initial
dark.
contact you have Sierra. Salt Lake City International Information
Okay,
Sierra.
we got
0454 Zulu. Wind 150 at 4. Visibility 10.
So not very good at flying
Few
back.
clouds at 18,000.
That was
Temperature to
better.
7. Check density altitude 2.5. Altimeter 3008. Visual approach runway 14, 16 left, 16 right, 17 in use. Departing runway 14.
Yeah, it's hard to say what he's going to
16
give me.
left,
I'm not putting anything in there until he
16
tells
right,
me.
17. Read back all runway
We got
assignments.
top of the
and
scent
hold
set,
short
so that's
instructions.
good.
All VFR
We go legs
departures,
here.
contact clearance delivery with your aircraft
Do we
type,
have an?
initial
Okay,
heading,
yeah, we've
and
got
requested cruise
actual
altitude.
or
Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
we've got actual
Salt Lake City International Information Sierra. 0454 Zulu.
altitudes
Wind
restrictions
150
on
at
the
4.
approach, so that's
10.
good.
Few clouds at 18,000. Temperature to 7.
Okay. Got top of the scent coming up here in 82 miles. I'm actually surprised he hasn't called me yet. Because it looks like, if you look at this, I just passed in a Salt Lake City Center. So I don't know if, I don't think I...
721 connect Salt Lake City Center 135.77.
3577, Alaska 721. There it was, 3577.
Go.
Salt Lake City Center, Alaska 721, flight level 350.
Alaska 721, Salt Lake Center, roger. After Milford, clear to Salt Lake City Airport, Delta 5 arrival.
After Milford, Delta 5 arrival, and I've got the information, Sierra, Alaska 721.
Alaska 721, roger.
Yay, auto rotation. And yes, we can do auto rotation just like the real ones, including some things they can't do, like inverted autos.
Okay, so you
Ah,
approved me for the Quen 5 after MILF, so. What is our first restriction on altitudes? Let me take a gander here. Nope, I don't, you guys can't.
hopefully that helps you figure out how to fly before.
Yeah, I just need to figure out, the yoke and just get the,
Stop my stream there.
get everything figured out there.
Yeah, it's not too terrible to figure out.
Like I said, I was getting some throttle going, and as soon as I hit the, it just wouldn't do anything. So I didn't know for sure what more to do.
Yeah, that sounds like setup problems with the helicopter. The way X-Plane deals with the throttle collective silliness.
So camp at 11,000. I wonder if, did he? He gave me the Delta 5. Yeah, so we must be landing. Okay, so he switched it up. It's Delta 5, not Quen 5.
But yeah, if you want to get back into RC stuff, let me know. I'm happy to help you out. You know how much you're looking to spend, and if you want to do helicopters or fixed wing. Helicopters are a lot more fun, I think. There's a lot more you can do with them. They're a lot more challenging. They're a lot more expensive. But
Yeah,
there's some fun little
I thought I
micros
was
these days.
I thought I was gonna do it this last year, and I've got my youngest is in 9th grade. He's gonna play golf. I don't foresee myself really, truly doing anything anymore, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, because I thought I was going to. I seriously did. I had every intention of doing it this past year, and it's just like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, with real aviation's already a money pit.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
RC is almost as bad. I mean, one crash on my helicopters, on my big helicopter, which, knock on wood, I haven't had yet, but I don't fly it super aggressively.
Yeah.
I fly my little helicopters more aggressively and tend to try new stuff on them because they're cheaper to crash. But even my 500, I think one crash averages about $200.
Oh, exactly.
Back in the air again.
I remember one day at the field, hell, I crashed 3 planes.
How do you crash a plane? I seriously don't understand how people crash fixed wing RC. How hard?
Let's see, back in the day when you had radio spikes and you had frequency problems.
I flew back in the 90s with the crappy AM radio.
Well, it happens.
Never had that much of a problem with it. I mean, as long as you're at a good field and you make sure, you're using good frequency policing so that people aren't being stupid and turning on their radios when they're not supposed to be. But thank God for spread spectrum, that's not a problem anymore.
No, exactly.
So you don't have to worry about frequency sharing and other silliness anymore now. Just so much nicer. And the link is so much better now than the analog radios.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, you get a little micro. There's a new micro that came out that you may want to look at. It's so small, if you have a large dining room even, you could probably fly it in there. Kind of thing, or even a large living room, you could fly it in there. I don't know, maybe 3 inches long.
Senji Rain, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, man. No, my son's got a drone. I enjoy flying that around. Hell, that's easy.
Well, after I'm done here, let me link you to the new little micro that came out that is a lot of fun, it looks like, and it's pretty cheap.
3105, Roger, clear to Monterey Airport, via presence position.
You can get it with a radio.
170, vector to Monterey Airport to maintain 5,000.
If you could get that DX8 back, that would be amazing. Even a cheap low-end DX6 or something would be an improvement.
3105,
if only because you can program in your own expo curves and stuff in it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's nice to have. In your own, you can set up your own throttle and collective curves and all that other fun stuff. The secret of good flying helicopters is knowing how to use dual rates and expo well on your radio.
Alaska 721 cross jam and
setting it up
maintain
to how
17,000 Salt Lake
you
City
like
altimeter
it,
3008.
so that it feels like, you know, it's not super twitchy. I mean, if I don't do anything, if I just sit here and fly
Crosswood at
circuits all day,
111,000, Alaska 721.
For the altimeter 3008.
I could sit here and just fly circuits all day on pretty much any RC aircraft, rotary or fixed wing. I'd probably never ever crash. I'm well past the initial learning stages. As long as I don't get too aggressive, it's generally not a problem.
Alaska 721 Salt Lake Center, how do you reach?
Even fixed
Okay,
wing.
I gotta go. They're calling me.
All right.
I heard that earlier and I responded back. What did you say, Crosswood at 11,000? Alaska 721?
Alaska 721, jamming at and maintain 17,000, 17,000, altimeter 3008 at Salt Lake.
Okay, jamming at 17,000, 17,000. Alaska 721. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I couldn't understand what he said. I thought he said demon and he was saying jamming.
No, lol.
Okay,
Yeah.
jamming at 17,000.
Let's see.
Should start a descent here shortly. 107 nautical miles. I don't know why I've got that iRacing thing popping up here. Usually I just have that going when I'm driving and not flying. Oh well.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Cajun Nick 321, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining along.
Drone's super boring.
Oh, my son uses it for work. He's he had an internship with the seed company, so he was able to.
Did he get his commercial license, or he's illegal?
No, he's got it.
Okay, just making sure.
He went out and he flies out over the crops and stuff, which some of the farmers just love it. And
I gotta figure out how to get into that, because I could fly those things in my sleep at this point.
Oh, absolutely, hell. Truckerman 42, how's it going, man? Yes, it's a Beta 1105R2, absolutely.
If I did it, I would probably just use a single rotor heli and put all the drone people out of business, because I could carry 5 times their payload for twice as long.
It's going good. It's so far so good. I haven't had any issues, but just FYI, I don't know if you knew this, but Zibo came out with a 3.10 beta. Just popped up. G1000.
3105 fighting.
I don't know.
The drones, while nice and stable.
I'm not sure about the G1000 update. Do not know.
No,
I don't think that was coming out till version 11.10 or 11.11 or whatever's next.
Next week sometime is the current word. Maybe. if they get it done. Lord knows. If you can hear me at all.
I can't. Nope, I hear you.
Okay. But, okay, so drones are silly. I don't know why people, I know why people, because they were stable and any idiot can push them around the sky. They're literally flying RC cars. A single rotor heli is far more efficient to carry a better payload for a longer time than a quad rotor could ever hope to achieve. The only problem is they take a whole hell of a lot more skill to actually fly. So.
Yeah, he was just looking for something that was, okay, there we go. The VNAV is not working.
But, I mean, I could throw an 800 together and carry actual payloads and do things. I could fly faster and carry more payload and get more time in the air than a little drone could ever hope for. But...
So we're not going down. There it goes. Finally. Yeah, my son has no RC skills at all and he wanted a drone, so he bought it. It's the best thing he could have done.
Well, he could have actually gotten some skills. I don't know. That's what Sims are for. Yeah. I don't know. I've been dealing with drone pilots because most of them are idiots. I say most of them. It doesn't mean your son is. It's just there's so many bad ones out there. Anytime I see someone flying a quad rotor, I just kind of gotta go, oh boy, here's another one.
Okay, so jamming's next. So let's.
Yeah.
There we go. That's why it didn't work. Gosh, something's fucked up. Something is messed up royally.
Oh right, they came out with that DSM, that DXE transmitter for $60 recently. That is actually a nice little transmitter. It's not directly programmable like the higher end transmitters, but you can plug it into your PC and do all the same programming stuff, which is honestly fine. There's very little once I get things set up where I need to actually be futzing around with that. But I'll dump these into your Discord here.
Cool, thank you.
Still listening. I can't tell sometimes, sorry.
Oh no, I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the transmitter. That's like $60. You can find the new little heli that came out with that. It's actually kind of cool to fly. It does have an easy mode that pretty much makes it fly like a quad rotor, which is kind of nice. And you can slowly move it out of that mode into a true single rotor mode where it'll do full aerobatics. And it's nice because it's super small, so you can't actually break it.
Harryman 326, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it.
Let me check this thing out. So you're looking maybe, what, $60 for the transmitter, $140, $200, pick up some batteries. I don't know what the truth with batteries for this thing at the moment. They're really tiny little one cells, so they're not that expensive. Let's just say $250 would get you started decently with it. It's not that big of an investment for something to futz around with.
That's a lot of 100 LL.
$250?
Yep.
I guess it is, but it's a one-time thing.
And it's a one crash thing.
Actually, no. That's why I was recommending this. It's so small and light, there's just not enough inertia in this thing to break. As long as you hit throttle hold before you hit the ground, it can't, there's not enough inertia in the rotor system. The rotor just stops and it falls. It's like a bug falling on the ground. It's so light, it can't hurt itself. It can't fall fast enough to hurt anything.
Okay, we got some work to do to get down to jamming.
Plus, there's the fact that it has the new easy mode stuff in it that keeps you from crashing in the first place. Basically, it'll fly like a drone in the easiest mode, where it'll just, if you take your hands off the sticks, it'll just come to a hover on its own and just sit there. And they also have a panic mode on it, so that if you're flying in aerobatic mode, then it will come back to a hover. So the chances of actually crashing this thing and then even then doing damage to it is slim. And even if you do damage to it, the parts for it are like, they're freaking cheap. I think the worst you could do to it is maybe like $10 for stuff. Considering the whole thing only costs like $140, you would have to really do something to it to re-kit this thing. Like, I think even if you broke the blades, I think spare blades are $4.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's like 4 inches long. I mean it's small enough you can literally fly it in your living room. It's decent size, especially when it's in beginner mode, stability mode, whatever they want to call it, where it flies like a coaxial or a quad rotor, where it'll just sit there and hover on its own if you don't touch the controls.
Our neighbor had a little helicopter he used to fly in the backyard, probably similar to this.
Yeah,
all I could do was hear it.
721 looks like you're gonna miss jamming at 17.
Probably one of those little coaxials, which unfortunately.
Okay, I got it. I'm talking to flight, talking to ATC. Yeah, I messed up on the arrival procedure. I'm trying. 721.
So keep a good rate down to 17,000. Contact Salt Lake City approach on 128.1.
128.1. Alaska 721. 128.1.
105, turn right, heading 190, vector 2 final. Decide that pilot to stretch and maintain 2,000.
Shit, went the wrong way. Salt Lake City approach, Alaska 721, descending through flight level 20.
Alaska 721, Salt Lake approach, roger. Information, Sierra turn at Salt Lake, advise Sierra. Descend via the Delta 5 arrival.
I've got information, Sierra, and a descending Delta 5. What runway should I expect? Alaska 721.
16 left and 16 right, visible first.
Okay, we'll expect the 16's visuals. 721.
721, the runway is your choice, advise which side you prefer.
Oh, let's go 16 right. 721.
Alaska 721, roger, expect visual first, 16 right.
Expect the visual 16 right. 721. Okay, Jim and Draper speak. Yeah, I'm all screwed up here. What do we have next? Roy. Seriously, the next one? Oh, this is all effed up. So 16 right, Delta 5, 16 right, MILF, enter. Let's go leg. See, I don't know how to get rid of that. Let's go clear, beehive. Salt Lake City approach, Alaska 721. I've got FMC issues. Any chance I can just get vectors?
Alaska 721, alright. Fly present heading, about a 360 heading or so. Vectors to final, descend and maintain 11,000.
Okay, 360 down to 11,000, Alaska 721. I should know better. Go down to 11,000.
Back.
What the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Alaska 721, turn left heading 350.
Left to 350, 721. I can't tell you why. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I need to get down. I don't need my speed up any higher. And let's go. Alaska 721's got the airport in sight. I'm a little high yet, so I'm going to have to extend out my downwind, FYI.
Alaska 721, roger. Expect vectors to join the final.
Okay, expect vectors to join the final, Alaska 721. SMC. Let's go to 16 right. We are going to go ahead and get set up. 111.9. And 164.
2105, you're 4 miles from Nate, turn left heading 130, maintain 2000 and full established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 10 right of stretch.
Man, what a cluster F that is. 30, oh, 3008. We should actually be good because rough is what? 9,000. So we should be good. Got heading to 35.
721 to set to maintain 8,000.
11 to 8, Alaska 721. And there's our runway. So he's going to give me vectors for the visual. Probably send me out here a little bit further and then turn me into the right. Beehive is at 9,000. No, wait a sec. That's rough. Where the hell's Beehive? Beehive. Oh, hell, Beehive's at 6,000. Nope, Beehive 7,500. Okay.
November 24 Tango Mike, press get clearance. Clearance on request, standby.
Sorry, Elios, I just got busy. I couldn't chat. My bad. Yeah, I'll look at that stuff in the morning. Or maybe when I get done here. So I'm just, I kind of got all screwed up on the whole approach stuff. Chatting and not paying attention, which is my own fault. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get our flaps down. Get lights on.
Moody 105, contact Monterey Tower 118.4.
Let's get those seat belts fastened for those people.
November 96105, Monterey Tower, runway 10 right, clear to land, wind called.
Salt Lake approach, Alaska 721 can do the visual.
Alaska 721, okay. Do you have the airport in sight?
Affirmative. That's back at my rear left. Sorry, rear right.
Clear to visual approach, runway 16 right.
Cleared for the visual 16 right, Alaska 721. Here we go, we're turning final. Get the speed down, get another notch of flaps in. Brake set. Speed brakes are armed. Here we go, we got RTO set. Rannick, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now we're set up. We got localizer engaged. It's now turning onto the localizer. Got 14 miles till final. Let's see. We've got Salt Lake Tower, runway 16 left, 16 right is 132.65. Get ready for that. 132.65.
November 24 Tango Mike, clearance available, advise ready to be copy.
We're a little wide, but we're okay.
November 24 Tango Mike, clear to Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport.
I turned a little bit too late.
Press 1 departure, radar vectors to join the Coyote for arrival. Maintain 10,000, expect 13,000 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 133.57, squawk 3156.
Let's see, let's get slowed down a little more. Get some flaps out.
24 Tango Mike, read back there.
Guessing I'm going to get a contact tower here shortly.
Alaska 721, contact Salt Lake Tower 132.65.
3265, Alaska 721.
Mooney 105, taxi via Alpha to the ramp, this frequency, take it.
To the ramp via Alpha, stay with you, Mooney 105, thank you.
Salt Lake Tower, Alaska 721, final 16 right.
Alaska 721, Salt Lake Tower, wind 150 at 4, runway 16 right, clear to land.
16 right, clear to land, Alaska 721. There goes that pitch right. As soon as I let go of the turn off the, there we go.
Prescott ground stop 24.
As soon as I let go of the stick, it just banks to the left. I gotta get down. Let's go gear down. You guys are noticing that.
Ground runway 21 left, taxi via Bravo 4 Charlie.
2 and left, Bravo 4 Charlie 2 for takeoff.
A little low. Oops. Passengers would be shitting a brick. Yeah, I'm fired. Big deal. That was bad. I've done better.
Prescott Tower, stop before Tango Mike will hold short 2-1 left.
November 24 Tango Mike, Prescott Tower, wind calm, runway 2 and left, cleared for takeoff.
2 on left, clear for takeoff, stop 24 Tango Mike.
Tower, Alaska 721 is Alpha 6.
Alaska 721, roger, taxi via Echo to the ramp, monitor ground 123.77, good night.
Echo, one monitor 123.77, I believe, Alaska 721.
Alaska 721, affirmative.
123.77. Not gonna talk to him, we're gonna monitor. If he decides he wants to tell me something, then he will tell me. Let's go ahead out here on Echo. Go ahead and get the flaps back up. Get the APU started up here. Get some lights turned on.
Please enter properly